Hello and welcome to my channel, to my life, to my journey. This is my real life journey back to self. I'm Mac, and I am a full-fledged spiritualist, I guess you could call it. I have had a channel previous to this that I did tarot on. And, excuse me, when I started that channel, it had a very big focus on domestic violence. And, the purpose of it was to bring a lot of those things that surround that to light. Relationships, what goes on within them. Excuse me. Of course, a train in the background. I have been met with numerous technical issues, life little mishaps this morning in trying to film this video. Opposing energies that realistically don't want me to talk about this. They don't want me to speak about my life and the things that I know and the, not only just the wisdom I've acquired, but things that have transpired. I will put this out there first and foremost. Anything I share here, I truly do it with love and hopes that whoever hears it, whoever listens to it, if they may be going through something similar in the past, present, or future, this may help them in ways of, if they're privy to it, then they may be able to transmute whatever negative situation, whatever negative energy that is pushing back on their positive energy. They may be able to transmute it, transform it into something made with love, or something, transform it into a loving energy. There we go. I started this channel and it was just going to be focused on tarot. And as I am gearing up and getting ready to embrace this blessing that has been bestowed upon me here recently, which I will get into, I can't help but to be brought back to a memory of my stepfather at one point in my life while I was going through a temporary split from my ex a couple summers ago. He brought it to my attention that, I have faced a lot of adversity in my life. And those adversities are something that could be looked at and utilized as a way to help. So with that, I've decided to document my life and all the amazing things that are about to happen. Now look, sometimes to get to amazing, we have to face not amazing things, right? You have to break through that wall, that barrier of belief, of what you believe you deserve, what you believe is possible. And we do not realize how deep personal beliefs really, truly go. And you don't realize it until you go digging. And a lot of people don't have the courage to dig. They want to remain surface level, based off material and other people's judgments of them. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not going to say that all my life I've not built my identity around that. Because there were times where I got caught up in worrying about what people were going to think of me and what people were going to say if I did this, or, you know, how I looked, how people would respond. Like this missing tooth right here. It's been, I think, a week and a half since this has happened, and I've had a hard time getting back on camera. Because I already know that by the stories I'm going to tell, share, people will see that and they'll automatically judge me. And I've had to come to terms with that and accept that, because I accept there's power in acceptance of who you are in this moment right here, right now. And sometimes shit happens and you break a tooth, right? It doesn't lessen the value of what I'm about to share, what I will share. It doesn't. That just demonstrates that person's superficial basis of how they judge people. And that's none of my business. So, with that, if you're here, you are either on your spiritual journey, about to step foot onto your path, or you very well may be, you very well may have no idea that this is about to happen. But this video was put in your algorithm to help prepare you. If so, welcome. I'm excited for you. You will be at times in awe, like starstruck with the true amazing things that transpire in your life. And sometimes you're going to face troubling thoughts, patterns, people that were placed there in order to stop you. Now your ego, that's the thought patterns. Realistically, it has good intentions. It's just trying to protect you. It's going to say, don't do that, you're safe here, or don't do that, or it can also say negative things to you. Like, that's not possible. You're not smart enough. You'll never compare. Things like that. All with the intention to protect you from change. Self-sabotaging behavior will come into play. And the choice is yours whether or not you want to acknowledge that after probably time and time again of this same pattern happening. And then you finally put yourself in a place of observing these patterns. You start to see the pattern. And then you see how you agree to this pattern by self-sabotaging yourself. And then you take the next step and you do different. But you can't do different until you become aware of it. A lot of the people in your life that you hold near and dear are there to stop you. They'll tell you it's not possible. They will try to keep you comfortable by providing you stuff and things that make you feel like you're safe in the moment. But when you really take some time out to reflect on whatever just happened that involved that person, you'll see that that comfort and that safety is just it's almost like a transaction. Either, regardless, it's a way to hush you up. It's a way to put you back to sleep. So then they can continue living their life, most likely powered by your energy. If you are a light worker, if you are a starseed, if you are a chosen one, your energy is amplified, even if it's very faint, and even if your light within you hasn't been nurtured yet. If it's just barely lit, it's amplified. And people are drawn to that. Entities are drawn to that. Energies are drawn to that. And they feed from it. Your light is your life force. Your light is currency. It's very downplayed in our society. And your currency is based off of the amount of money, your value, is based off the amount of money you have in your bank account. And you are downcasted or looked down upon if you don't have a certain amount, a certain set of figures to compare, or for others to compare you to. Your value is not your money. And what's interesting to me is those people who remind you of how, or try to remind you, or place you on the scale, the ladder that we climb, where they place you very low on that, they still keep you around. They still strive to have you near. And there's reason. Oh, there's reason. This is a channel that will document me taking the leap. Me setting out on a journey that's unknown, that I've been called to take for a very, very long time. My real life journey back to self. This is the very first step. The very first card on the hero's journey. And that is the card of the Fool, the sacred clown in the Starman's tarot. This is the David Bowie tarot. Very insightful, very deep interpretation of the major arcana and all the cards. Each card is a step in the major arcana. Now, the sacred clown, to me, what's so funny about this is, when I first saw it, I got this about a year ago. I thought, the clown, what is that about? But sacred nonetheless. People will look to you as if you are a clown. They will laugh at you if and when you say you're doing this. This card says, take the leap of faith and be free. Step out from the void. Embrace your inexperiences. Live in your potential. And explore the world. That's what I'm doing. Now, because of my comfortability, because of forces outside of myself, providing that comfortableness, I had to face a tower, which is where your foundation crumbles, falls apart. Because of that, well, that was forced. That was forced upon me by the divine, because the divine knows that this is not where I'm supposed to be. But we have a choice here. You either look at the moment, at the tower, at the crumbling, as a challenge, as a woe is me type of moment, or you look at it as a blessing. I am blessed. And I have chosen to rise up and to think outside of this box I've placed myself in. Face any fears that I have and venture out into the unknown. I've lived in this home for about 4 years. I'm comfortable, yes, but am I happy? No. Do I want to be here? No. This home is filled with fragments of those that were here before me. Bits and pieces of others, energies of confrontation and conflict and just this irritableness that I can very clearly see and feel. And then it shows up in my 3D with conflict with my ex, conflict within me that inevitably binds me. We could all go back to sleep. A lot of people go back to sleep pretty easy. And sometimes I feel as though even if I do go back to sleep, there's a part of me, a piece of me, that light, that flame, that yearns for more. For a point in time, a place, it just feels there's so much pressure here. To conform into a certain way. To conform into a certain person. Like a cage as well, though. Restriction. And we'll get into that in other videos. Either way, if you stumbled across this video, it is a message to you the Fool, the sacred clown, that it is okay to take the leap because the universe has your back. As long as you believe in yourself and you believe in something outside of yourself that is greater than you, you are protected. You are safe. You are secure. And least, most importantly, especially if you're alone, because it's the Fool, it's not the fools, right? You are loved. The divine has an outpouring of love for you. Take the leap. And the divine will catch you when you fall. So that's what I got for you in this first video on this channel. If it resonated, hit like, all those things you're supposed to do, whatnot. Either way, it helps get the message out. That's not my goal here in like trying to boost whatever, you do whatever you deem appropriate. Whatever your heart tells you to do with all those buttons and things down there. I do hope to see you again. So, thank you for being here. And I'll see you in the next one.